Hi, everyone. Today we're learning about the mighty pen and how writing can shape history. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand what Transcendentalism is, who the key writers were, and how writing helped change society. Let's start with an important word, transcend. Transcend means to go beyond limits. Transcendentalism is a movement where people believed in going beyond society's rules and discovering truth through themselves and nature. In simple terms, trust yourself, think for yourself, and connect with nature. This lesson is called the Mighty Pen because writing is powerful. In the 1800s, writers used their words to share ideas, protest problems, and inspire change in society. Writing didn't just describe history, it helped shape it. During this time, more people were reading than ever before. Newspapers and magazines became popular. By the 1850s, there were hundreds of magazines. Books like The Scarlet Letter and Moby Dick were widely read. Writers helped people understand what was happening in the world around them. In your Schoology lesson on page 1, you'll see Concord Hymn by Ralph Waldo Emerson. This poem is about the Battle of Concord in 1775, one of the first battles of the American Revolution. It honors the brave farmers who fought for freedom. This shows how writing helps us remember important events in history. In the poem, Emerson describes a simple bridge and a river, farmers standing together, raising their flag, and firing the first shot of the American Revolution. These were ordinary people who did something extraordinary. What is transcendentalism? Transcendentalism was a movement in the 1830s and 40s. It was not a religion. It taught that truth comes from within yourself. Nature helps you understand life. You shouldn't blindly follow society. Some people have gone as far as to say that these were the first hippies. They believed that feelings and personal experiences could be just as important as facts or science. Nature is divine, connection to the divine through the natural world. Again, it was not a religion. Nature is a mirror of the soul. Trust in your own inner voice. Don't be a follower, essentially. Question things that you read, things that you see. This movement inspired a lot of people, just like the Second Great Awakening, social reforms like the advocacy for abolition, the ending of slavery, women's rights. You also see that people are going to start to criticize materialism. This is during the time that in our American history, we are shifting from an agrarian society to an industrial society where we are manufacturing, people are moving to the cities, and working in factories, and the focus is more on um, capitalism, making money. And so these people who are following this philosophy of nature and self sort of kind of pull away from that. Here are the main ideas, their key beliefs. Nature helps you think clearly and feel connected to something bigger. Trust yourself, that inner voice matters. Be independent, don't just follow the crowd. People are naturally good, but sometimes society can influence people in a negative way, lead them in the wrong direction. Transcendentalists believed in intuition over just logic. Why did this movement start? This movement began because people were tired of strict rules and traditions, only focusing on logic, facts. Big changes during the Industrial Revolution. People were working so hard, tired all the time. That's all they really did. They were just like machines. They wanted freedom, they wanted meaning out of life, a stronger connection to nature. Key figures, the important people. Let's meet them. And the first person we're going to look at is Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was the leader of Transcendentalism. He encouraged people to think for themselves. He started the Transcendentalist Club. He shared ideas through writing and speeches. In a way, I guess we can call him the teacher of the movement. Henry David Thoreau was actually his student, and they became close friends. Emerson encouraged him to explore nature, and Thoreau is actually going to move into the woods and in a cabin. And I believe that they lived near each other and sometimes would go on walks. Thoreau, he lived a simple life. He believed in independence. He took action. Margaret Fuller was another important thinker. She supported women's rights. She challenged what society expected of women. She helped spread transcendentalist ideas. She used these ideas to push for change in society. Again, let's review them. Emerson shared the ideas. Thoreau lived the ideas. Fuller used the ideas to fight for change. Thoreau believed people should stand up to unfair laws. He refused to pay taxes because he disagreed with war, he disagreed with slavery, and he felt that the money that he would pay to taxes would support things that he didn't approve of. Um, and so this is going to lead him going to jail. This is called civil disobedience or peaceful protesting laws that you think are wrong. His ideas would later inspire leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. because it's essentially he is protesting, but it's peaceful. Some people try to live out these ideas by creating utopias or perfect communities. People shared work, lived simply, focused on fairness. One example was Brook Farm, but it did not last long. Writers helped change society. Harriet Beecher Stowe wrote about slavery. Her writing helped people understand how wrong slavery was. Her writing's going to support the ending of slavery, um, women's rights, and social reform movements. Okay, so let's review. Transcendentalism teaches us to connect with nature, trust ourselves, be independent, think deeply about life. The transcendentalist showed us that ideas are powerful, and when people write about what they believe, they can inspire change. That is why this lesson is called The Mighty Pen.